So as 2024 ends, let's wrap it up with a LEGO City Tour. Welcome to my LEGO City. The total area is 9 base plates by 5 base plates, and it sits on 3 custom tables which hold a 3 by 5 base plate area each. The city is one level, allowing my kids to walk around on the roads and literally play in the city. The border is lined with dark bluish gray bricks, and the city itself has about 10 buildings. The buildings are mostly city sets turned into modular buildings or custom buildings. We recently cleaned up a lot of the vehicles and minifigures, so the city looks a little empty right now. But what's important is it has a closed road system and a closed railroad system. So we have plenty of roads and railroads. It even has a little railroad crossing. Just like any LEGO city, this one's still a work in progress, and you'll notice a bunch of areas still under construction. We'll start off in the corner against the wall and follow along the train track. But first up is this little baby gorilla polybag set that I randomly placed in this corner because it seemed fitting. And across the tracks from it is a park area with a donut stand set from Target. This is a really fun park to build because of all the random colors I got to use and the random fence design to fill in the corner area. Up next to it is a LEGO City train station set. There wasn't much to do with this set, but I managed to add in an ADA access ramp as well as add some details to the back side of it to fit in the city a little bit better. I even extended out the platforms and added staircases on either side so that the minifigures could have access. Next to the train station is a little park. It was a lot smaller before, as you can tell by where the tiles and benches are, but I have plans on expanding it out a little bit further to fill up the corner area. I really like this park as well because of the little water feature. And as we follow along the railroad track, we'll come up to the Creator 3-in-1 Cozy House. This set was a lot of fun to build and turn modular, and I wanted to make sure it was a little elevated in the city since it sat in the far corner. I also did my best to keep as many details as possible in any of these sets that were turned modular. That way it still functioned and played the same way it did as an original set. That means all the roofs, all the levels are removable. It even has a few different custom trees and plants around it as well, just to add a little bit of variety. Moving along the train track, we're gonna come behind the little shopping area here where we have the ice cream shop, the donut stand, and the toy store. Each one of these buildings are also turned modular. All we had to do for those is really just add it back to them. And as you go down the train track behind these buildings, you'll notice there is a tiny little duck pond that we're still working on here. I thought this was a little cute addition to the city and breaks up a lot of the grays around it. As you move down the railroad track, across the railroad crossing, you'll notice there's the Creator 3-in-1 noodle shop that was added in. This set was relatively easy since it was kind of already a modular building. But what we did was we just added a little eating area next to it in the city to fill in that corner. You'll notice in this area, it's an intersection. So to make it an intersection, we had to add in traffic lights. And then as you notice next to the noodle shop, there is a railroad loading / working area with a shed. This is where any cargo, goods, supplies, or cars can be loaded or offloaded onto the train. This area also has a ballasted switch track in it, and I tried my best to fill in the middle areas and the gaps with some greenery just to break up the monotony. For the work area over here, there is a work shed with a little bit of detail in it, some lights on the outside, a clock for people to clock in and clock out, air conditioning unit on the side. And in the front is a dirt gravel area with some cones. And that's it for the railroad area. Now let's move on to the other side of the LEGO City. And in this area, you'll notice there's a lot of blank areas. And I'll talk more about those areas later because I do have ideas and plans I want to share with you guys. But we'll start off here at the police station. This is a LEGO City police station set, which originally is just a facade, but I added a back to it, expanded out the prison area, and made sure that it was still functional and had everything the original set had as well. Not everything's in place just yet because I want to see how it's going to blend in with the park, the duck pond, and just the area around it. Every level is detachable, and I'm still working on adding some details in, but the main level is pretty built out. Across the street from that is the LEGO City Fire Station. This one was a really cool set and took a lot of different pieces to turn it into an actual building, but as you can see here, expanded it nicely, still fits 2 fire trucks very easily, kept all the details on the top level as well. And what I did with my buildings was added these doors in the back so that my kids can have access to the vehicles and the minifigures inside. Remember, all the roofs and all the different levels are detachable as well. Hi, doggy. And across the street from the fire station is the car wash. This one is a super simple set. Nothing changed with this at all. All I added in here was made sure it sat on a 32 by 32 base plate and added a driveway where cars could follow a path for the car wash, and added a nice little seating area and a fence around it just to add some details. Next to the car wash, it's only fitting to have a car garage. When I was originally building this, I looked up a ton of different car garage ideas and I literally could not find anything. So I decided to build my own, again with an open door on the back, and you can open up the ceiling as well to reveal everything inside. This one also has all the original functionalities as the Lego City car garage set. Again, all the minifigures are taken out, so it looks a little empty right now. And over here is my overflow with a bunch of little projects I'm still working on. This one right here is a newsstand that I was working on. Not sure where or how it's gonna integrate into the city, but I thought it was a cool little addition that was built. Next thing I have is a little Nike store I'm working on. I'm still waiting on a bunch of pieces to come in from Pick-a-Brick, so that's still under construction. And this right here is a little hospital I'm working on right here. Have the sliding doors. And here are all the minifigures right here in this container. Little vehicles to the side and all the little knickknacks. And here are some extra vehicles that aren't in the city because they're too big. This set right here is a nice little house, but not sure where to put that in the city just yet. Let me know what you think about this Lego City, what you think about the layout, the roads, the details I've added in, how everything is. If you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear it, but that's what we have so far, and I really hope you enjoyed this Lego City tour. And that's it for the Lego City tour. I really appreciate all the support I've received this year, and I hope you guys stick around for more content in the future. As always, stay creative and keep building.